She wanted beauty, but beauty wanted something back. The village of Otorho was already awake that morning when Amaka, a 20 years old woman with quiet eyes and a gentle spirit, woke up from her raffia mat and women's laughter echoed faintly from the stream. But inside Mama Amaka's compound, everything felt heavy. Amaka sat before a cracked mirror on a mud shelf, staring at her reflection with a tight chest. She touched her cheeks, her forehead, her lips, not lovingly, not proudly, but as if she was searching for something she believed wasn't there. She leaned closer, tilting her head left and right. No glow, no charm, nothing special, she muttered under her breath. She wasn't a child. She wasn't even a teenage girl. She was a grown woman, yet she struggled with something she could never say out loud. She never felt beautiful. Outside, Mama Amaka called her. My daughter, come and help me pack the gari. You know today is big market day. Amaka quickly wiped her eyes and stepped outside with her wrapper tied firmly around her chest. Her mother, strong, warm, and always busy, was already shifting bowls around. Her hands moved fast, but her eyes still found time to study her daughter. You didn't sleep well, Mama Amaka said quietly. I'm fine, Mama, Amaka replied, forcing a smile. But her mother didn't believe her. How could she? She had watched her daughter battle silent storms for years, storms she never explained. As they headed to the market later, Amaka carried a basin on her head, walking beside her mother. People greeted Mama Amaka with smiles, but few noticed Amaka, not because she wasn't there, but because she never stood out. Not like the other young women. Women with glowing skin, women with fine clothes, women who walked with confidence, like they owned the world. Whenever men greeted groups of girls on the road, their eyes often skipped Amaka. She pretended not to notice, but her heart always felt heavier. At the market, some girls were gathered under a mango tree, gossiping loudly. Their voices floated through the air. One of them said something she wasn't meant to hear. Amaka is a nice girl, but beauty is not her portion at all. The others giggled. Amaka's steps faltered slightly, but she forced herself to keep walking. She didn't turn. She didn't respond. She simply carried the pain quietly in her chest. Mama Amaka, unaware of what her daughter had heard, told her to sit under the big palm tree to rest while she arranged their goods. Amaka sat there hugging her knees, watching life pass in front of her. She saw girls dressed in bright wrappers, laughing confidently. She saw young men charming them with playful words. She saw a world she wished she belonged to, but didn't know how to reach. Her heart felt small, like it was shrinking under the weight of longing. The air around the palm tree suddenly felt colder. The leaves rustled for no reason, and then the market noise dimmed slightly. That was when she heard it, a soft voice behind her. So, this is where you hide your pain. Amaka jumped and turned. A woman stood there, a stranger. She was tall and graceful, wearing a bright red wrapper tied tightly around her body. Her skin glowed not in the normal way people glowed after using coconut oil. No, this glow felt alive, like light was moving under her skin. Her face was stunning, too stunning. Her lips curved into a slow smile that felt both beautiful and dangerous. For a moment, Amaka forgot how to breathe. I don't know you, she whispered. But I know you, the woman replied calmly. Her voice was soft, but it carried something unsettling, like a whisper you hear in a dream. The woman took a small step closer. You look at your reflection every morning, she said, and all you see is what you are not. Amaka's heart thudded painfully. How do you know that? She asked. The woman did not answer. Instead, she opened her palm. A small wooden calabash rested there. She slowly lifted the cover. A warm golden glow spilled out, dancing like trapped sunlight. The air changed. Amaka felt her breath hitch as a sweet, intoxicating scent reached her nose. Inside the calabash was a cream, thick, golden, shimmering like melted gold. Amaka felt her body lean closer without her permission. Her chest rose quickly. Her hands trembled slightly. The woman's voice dropped to a soft whisper. One rub of this cream, she said, and no girl in Otorho will shine brighter than you. Men will turn, women will envy. Every step you take will command attention. Amaka's heart pounded so loudly that she heard it in her ears. It felt like all the years of wanting, of feeling invisible, of feeling less, were suddenly being offered a solution. How much? She whispered. The woman smiled slowly, knowingly. Everything you have saved. Amaka didn't hesitate. She untied her small purse, the one she had hidden inside her wrapper, the one she had saved for months for her own future, and poured all her money into the woman's hand. The woman handed her the glowing calabash, her fingers cold to the touch. Then she leaned forward, her lips near Amaka's ear. Beauty gives, she whispered, but beauty also takes. Before Amaka could ask what that meant, the woman stepped back and faded into the shadows behind the palm tree. She didn't walk away. She simply vanished, like she wasn't human. Amaka stared at the empty spot, her whole body trembling. She looked down at the calabash glowing softly in her hands. For the first time in her life, she felt a sharp spark of excitement, beauty, attention, admiration, everything she wanted, sitting right in her palms. Amaka pressed the calabash to her chest, unaware that her life had already begun to change quietly, silently, dangerously, and her first step into beauty's trap had already been taken. Amaka hid the small glowing calabash inside her wrapper as she hurried home with Mama Amaka. Her heartbeat was loud, almost louder than her footsteps. Every time she glanced down and saw a faint gold glow escaping through the fabric, she felt a strange mixture of excitement and fear. She didn't speak the whole way home. She didn't even hear her mother's complaints about the high price of groundnuts or the wet gari that refused to dry. Her mind was far away, already imagining her new face, her new glow, her new life. When they reached home, Mama Amaka sat outside to sort palm kernel nuts. Amaka slipped quietly into her small room and locked the door from inside. She unwrapped the cloth around her waist and placed the calabash carefully on her wooden stool. The glow brightened her entire tiny room. The shadows moved strangely, dancing along the cracked walls. The smell of the cream filled the air sweet, warm and inviting. Amaka sat on the edge of her raffia mat, staring at it. Her hands were shaking. Her heart was racing. She felt like something had followed her home, something she couldn't see but could feel. The room felt heavier, warmer, almost like someone else was breathing with her. She swallowed hard. Is this really how beauty starts? She whispered. But doubt didn't stand a chance against desire. She opened the calabash. Warm light spilled across her face. She dipped her fingers inside. The cream was soft, too soft. It melted instantly into her skin, sending a cool shiver up her arm. Amaka rubbed it on her cheeks first. The cream spread smoothly, sinking into her skin like it belonged there. A strange coldness shot through her face. She gasped. She touched her cheeks again. Her skin felt tighter, firmer, smoother. Her breath quickened. She rubbed more on her forehead, her chin, her neck. A tiny voice at the back of her mind whispered, "Stop! Something is wrong." But a louder voice in her heart screamed, "More, just a little more. Beauty is finally yours." She rubbed again, slow, careful strokes until the golden glow dimmed from her face and sank deep beneath her skin. Her entire body felt light. The room spun for a moment. Then everything went still. The glow from the calabash faded, becoming soft again. Amaka closed the lid and hid it under her mat, her hands trembling from excitement. She lay down and then something happened. The air in the room changed, cold wind brushed her skin even though all the windows were shut. She heard a distant humming sound soft, almost like a woman singing. Her eyes snapped open. Mama? She whispered into the empty room. No answer, just the humming. It grew a little louder, then faded, then returned again. Amaka sat up quickly. Who is there? Silence. The humming stopped. Her heart raced wildly. She climbed off her mat slowly, listening to the quiet. Everything felt wrong, but she forced herself to breathe deeply. It's just my imagination, she told herself. Maybe the cream is just strong, but the uneasiness didn't leave. She tried to sleep, but her body felt restless. The cream had soaked into her skin, warming her from the inside, making her heart beat faster than normal. Hours passed before she finally drifted off. She didn't know she slept. She didn't know she dreamed. But suddenly, she opened her eyes without knowing what woke her. She froze. A dark silhouette was standing at the foot of her bed. Her whole body stiffened. Her throat tightened. Her breath locked inside her chest. The figure didn't move. It didn't breathe. It only watched her. Amaka's lips trembled. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. She blinked, and the figure vanished. Just like smoke, just like the woman under the palm tree. Amaka grabbed her wrapper and sat up, shaking violently. Sweat covered her forehead. Her whole room felt colder than before, like harmattan entered only her tiny space. She couldn't explain what she saw, but one thing was clear. Something had changed. Something followed her home. Something invisible stood near her now, watching quietly. Her heart wouldn't calm down. She pressed her palm against her chest. What have I done? She whispered to the empty room. But morning eventually came, and morning brought something else. When Amaka stepped outside into the sunlight, her mother turned sharply and gasped as if a ghost had walked by. Amaka, Mama Amaka whispered, dropping the palm kernels on the ground. Amaka blinked, confused. What is it? Her mother stared at her face, her glowing, newly transformed face. Your skin, she said softly. Amaka, your face, it looks different. People passing on the road stopped. They stared. They whispered. Their mouths hung open. Amaka touched her face, and her heart jumped. Because for the first time in her life, she felt beautiful. Unbelievably, dangerously beautiful. And the worst part, she liked it. By the time Amaka and her mother reached the market that morning, the change in her appearance had already spread like wildfire. People turned their heads as she walked past. Some paused mid-conversation. Others whispered behind their palms. Young men who never looked at her before suddenly stopped her with surprised smiles. Amaka, is this you? Aha, you are shining today, oh. Your skin is glowing like morning sun. Amaka tried to hide her smile, but it was difficult. For the first time in her 23 years, she felt seen, she felt admired, she felt beautiful. Even the girls under the mango tree, the same ones who mocked her yesterday, watched her with wide eyes. One of them whispered, is this the same Amaka or her twin? Another hissed quietly, which cream did she use overnight? For a moment, Amaka felt an unfamiliar sweetness in her chest. She stood taller. Her steps grew lighter. Her heart felt warm with pride, warm enough to silence the quiet fear she had felt the night before. Mama Amaka watched all this with narrowed eyes. She loved her daughter, but she also knew when something was not normal. She had lived long enough to understand that when beauty changes too fast, something else is involved. But Amaka didn't see her mother's concern. She was too busy absorbing her new reality. Throughout the morning, their garri sold faster than usual, mostly because customers wanted an excuse to look at Amaka's face. Even old Mama Omono, who never complimented anyone, muttered, your daughter is looking fine today. What did she use? Amaka smiled shyly and looked away. She didn't know what to say. She couldn't tell them about the woman, or the cream, or the shadow she saw last night. So she stayed quiet. As the sun climbed higher, A strange tiredness settled on her shoulders. At first, she ignored it, but soon her legs began shaking slightly. Her heartbeat felt heavy, like it was dragging something along with it. She leaned on the table. Are you okay? Her mother asked, watching her closely. I'm fine, Mama, just tired. But she wasn't tired yesterday, and she didn't walk more than usual. Amaka blinked slowly, suddenly feeling lightheaded. The edges of her vision blurred for a second. She quickly steadied herself. She didn't want to ruin this day. She didn't want anything to interrupt the attention she was finally getting. By afternoon, even more people came to see her. Amaka, your beauty is now talking, oh. Amaka, which powder did you rub? Amaka, come and tell me your secrets now. She laughed softly, enjoying every moment. But behind every smile, something inside her chest tugged painfully like invisible fingers pulling her from the inside. She pressed her hand to her heart once, just once. The pain was sharp but brief. No one noticed, not even her mother. The rest of the day continued like a dream. People admired her, praised her, asked for her beauty secrets, and Amaka felt herself floating, enjoying the new attention like fresh breeze after Hamatan. But as they packed to go home, Mama Amaka finally spoke. Amaka, she said quietly, this your sudden change. It is not normal. Amaka froze. Her mother's eyes were serious, too serious. Mama, please, don't start, she whispered, trying to walk past her. But her mother's voice firmed. I know what I am saying. Something is not right. Beauty does not fall from the sky overnight. Tell me the truth. What did you use? Amaka's stomach tightened. The image of the mysterious woman flashed in her mind. The golden cream, the cold room, the shadow by her bed. Her throat tightened. I didn't use anything, she lied quietly. Mama Amaka stared at her for a long moment, then sighed. As you say, but my spirit is not calm. They began walking home in silence. Amaka tried to ignore her mother's warning, but the weight in her chest felt heavier than before. Still, when she remembered the admiration, the praises, the looks she received, she whispered to herself, just one more night. I will rub it again tonight. And that one decision led her deeper into the danger she didn't even know she was standing inside. That night, she brought out the calabash, laid it before her, glowing faintly under the moonlight that slipped through the window. Her hands trembled slightly as she opened it. A sweet, heavy scent filled the room again. She knew something was wrong. She felt it in her bones. Her body felt tired all day. Her chest felt heavy. Her legs felt weak. But the praise, the looks, the sudden attention, it pulled her back stronger than fear itself. Just one more night, she told herself. She dipped her fingers into the golden cream. The moment it touched her skin, a cold shock ran down her arms. She gasped softly, but continued rubbing it across her cheeks, her neck, her forehead. The cream melted instantly. The room darkened. A strange wind crept through the shut windows. Amaka rubbed faster. Suddenly, the humming started again, the same soft humming she heard the night before. A woman's voice, distant, echoing, not human. Her whole body stiffened. She looked around the room quickly. Then, a shadow moved across her wall, slow, tall, unmistakably watching her. Amaka froze. Her hand fell from her face. Her breath shook violently. The shadow grew darker, longer, stretching toward her, like fingers reaching for her skin. No, 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 she whispered, pressing herself against the wall. She blinked once. The shadow vanished. Her heart thumped like a drum. She scrambled forward, closing the calabash quickly. The glow dimmed, and the room slowly returned to normal. But her body didn't stop trembling. She hugged her knees. What is happening to me? She whispered, her voice breaking. Sleep didn't come peacefully that night. When she finally drifted off, she kept waking up suddenly, heart racing, body cold, breath sharp. By morning, she felt weak, weaker than the day before. When she stepped outside, The sunlight felt too bright, almost blinding. Her eyelids twitched. Her hand shook when she picked up her basin. But then she heard it. Amaka, fine girl. Aha! Your beauty is something else. You are shining like river goddess. She straightened immediately. Her weakness melted under the warmth of admiration. She walked to the market quietly, but every step felt heavier. The ground felt shaky beneath her feet. Twice she had to pause and hold her mother's arm. Amaka, Mama Amaka said sharply, are you sure you are okay? I'm fine, Mama, she said, forcing a smile. But she wasn't fine. She knew it. Her body knew it. Her spirit knew it. Still, she pushed herself. Throughout the morning, more people came to see her. Women, girls, even young men. Their praise felt like honey poured on her heart. But every smile she gave them cost her energy. Every compliment pulled something from inside her. Every hour that passed made her chest heavier. At noon, she stood up to help a customer and her vision went dark. Just for a second, she held the table quickly. Her mother rushed to her. Amaka, what is wrong with you? Her lips trembled, her knees shook, but she forced a smile. Maybe I have not eaten well. Mama Amaka didn't believe her. Before she could question further, an old woman approached the village herbalist. She stared at Amaka for a long time, her wrinkled eyes sharp and knowing. Girl, she said softly, come here. Amaka froze. Her heart skipped. She didn't want to go, but something in the old woman's eyes held her still. The old woman lifted Amaka's chin slowly. Her eyes examined her skin, her cheeks, her neck. She inhaled sharply. Her voice dropped into a whisper only Amaka could hear. You are using something not from this world. Amaka's knees nearly gave way. Her throat tightened. Fear washed through her. The old woman stepped back quickly, her face pale. Stop now, she warned softly. Before what is making you beautiful takes something you will never get back. Amaka's breath froze. What? What will it take? The old woman didn't answer. Her eyes shifted as if something unseen was watching them. She turned and walked away. Amaka felt her heartbeat slam against her chest. Her palms went cold because deep inside her, she already knew the truth. Beauty was blessing her outside and killing her inside. Amaka barely slept that night. Mama Omo, the old woman's warning, replayed in her head over and over. Before what is making you beautiful takes something you will never get back. Those words followed her like footsteps in the dark. When she finally closed her eyes, the room felt colder again. She could hear that same humming, soft, distant, unsettling. Every corner of the room felt like it was breathing, watching her, waiting for something. Her hands wouldn't stop shaking. She knew she couldn't rub the cream again, but she also knew she had already gone too far. In the early morning, before her mother woke up, she pulled the calabash from under her mat. The golden glow inside was dimmer now, like it was losing its power or hiding something. She stared at it for a long time. Her chest felt tight. Her breathing felt slow. Her arms felt heavy. When she touched her wrist, her pulse was faint, almost like her body was giving away pieces of itself. She finally whispered, I have to return you. She wasn't talking to the cream. She was talking to the woman who gave it to her. The strange woman from under the palm tree. Amaka covered the calabash, wrapped it tightly, and left the house quietly, her steps shaky on the red sand road. The sun had just risen, and the air was still cool. She reached the palm tree slowly. Her heart pounded. Her legs trembled. The market wasn't open yet, so the entire place was empty. Hello? She called softly. Her voice echoed slightly. No answer. Please, I want to return it, she whispered. Still nothing. Amaka swallowed hard. Then she noticed something. Under the palm tree, the sand was disturbed as if someone had dragged their foot there recently. The marks formed a small circle, the same size as the calabash. Her skin crawled. She placed the calabash inside the circle, The air shifted immediately. The wind rose from nowhere. Her wrapper fluttered violently around her legs. A low humming filled the air, the same one that haunted her room. Then she heard footsteps, soft, slow, behind her. Amaka turned sharply. The mysterious woman was standing there. It felt like her heart stopped. The woman's beauty was even brighter now, sharper, almost painful to look at. But her eyes were darker than before, too dark. Amaka stepped back instinctively. I want to return it, she whispered, her voice shaking. The woman tilted her head. Her smile grew. But you have already used it, she said softly, and it has already taken what it came for. Amaka's stomach twisted. What? What did it take? The woman stepped closer. Her presence felt like cold air pressing against Amaka's chest. It takes life in exchange for beauty, she said calmly. Nothing in this world glows without a shadow. Amaka covered her mouth with trembling hands. Please, please take it back. I don't want it anymore. The woman leaned closer until her face was inches from Amaka's. You gave it your savings, she whispered, but it wanted more and it has been feeding every night. Amaka staggered backward. Her breathing came fast and sharp. No, 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 I didn't know. Desire never knows, the woman interrupted. Desire only takes. The wind around them grew stronger. Amaka fell to her knees, crying softly. Her chest hurt. Her breath felt thin. Her body felt weaker than ever. Please, she begged. I just want my normal life back. The woman watched her silently, then said, Beauty will leave you slowly. You will return to yourself, but what has been taken will not come back easily. Be grateful it did not take everything. Those words stabbed Amaka's heart. Before she could speak again, the woman stepped back and dissolved into the wind like smoke. Gone, completely gone. Amaka gasped and crawled forward, but the place she stood was empty. The calabash on the ground cracked on its own. The glow inside died instantly, like a flame snuffed out. A sudden weight lifted from Amaka's chest. She could breathe again. The coldness vanished. The invisible presence left, but the weakness remained. She slowly stood up, wiping her tears, her heart breaking with both fear and relief. She walked home like someone waking from a bad dream. When Mama Amaka saw her from a distance, she ran quicker than she had run in years. My daughter, where did you go? What happened to you? Amaka collapsed into her mother's arms, breathing shakily. Mama, I was chasing beauty, she whispered, and it almost took my life. Mama Amaka held her tighter, tears in her eyes. My daughter, some things are not meant for us. You are beautiful the way God made you. Amaka cried quietly into her mother's chest. Over the next few days, her glow faded. Her skin returned to its normal tone. Her strength slowly returned. People noticed the change. Some whispered, some gossiped, some asked questions, but Amaka ignored them all. She had seen what they hadn't seen. She had touched what they didn't understand. She learned her lesson quietly, deeply. And each night, when she lay on her mat, she thanked God for giving her back her life because she knew she almost lost it, chasing something that never mattered. Everyone admired her glow. Everyone praised her beauty. But only Amaka knew the truth. Thank you for watching, family. Before you go, drop a heart emoji to support the channel and help this story reach more people. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.